Hey y'all. So, I know I've been gone for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Someone was like, "So you're not coming back to YouTube?" I said, "Oh." I didn't really know, I didn't know if I thought some people would actually be like. Anyways, it is May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. It is May 5th. It's Tuesday, and it is 9:18. I've been looking at this chart since like 7 this morning. And I have so much to say. So if I don't take a trade today, I'm still going to post it. It'll just be a yap session. Hopefully we can get a trade out of it. I do have a setup for a trade. But it's so much I want to go over. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what's going on first, and then we can yap. I'm about to say. Okay. On the monthly, I am going to take it back. I'll explain why later if I come back to it. On the monthly, I seen this crazy setup. Price has pushed up, broke this previous high, so it created this zone. So on the monthly, price could potentially come back down to this zone and keep moving. It doesn't have to necessarily, but that is something that I would look for if I were looking at the monthly for a swing trade. And I was following my trading checklist. Does it have to play out like this? No. That's why we have things where it says like no trades, just as a reminder, because if there is no setup, there is no trade. It's time to get back to that. I think I kind of went off track just a tad bit. But again, we'll get into that. That's why this is here. I saw it on the monthly. I said, oh, let me keep this here just in case. I might need it one day. So let me make it darker. Yeah, because it's not that important. So now let's start on the daily. On the daily, the candle is currently bullish. We have a strong bullish candle. It just broke this previous high. So even on the daily, it creates this new zone. It can come back, tap to the zone, or it can keep pushing up and then come back and tap, however it wants to do it. That's on the daily. So we have a strong bullish candle on the daily. Potentially we can go for buys, but let's see if everything else match up. So on the 1 hour, we do have buys. We also do have a new high. So let me mark my new high. We have a new high. I'm going to delete this. So this candle is rejecting this high. But even this candle pushed out of this zone on the 1 hour. So we have a 1 hour zone here. So if this candle comes back, tap into the zone, it could potentially push higher. So this is a 1 hour demand zone. Okay. And then we have the 30 minutes. So price did start correcting. It tried to push, it didn't push, it came back down. So yeah, if we can get a tap, we could potentially get in. But the thing with that is I don't trade the first 5-10 minute candle. So we'll have to see. I'm missing a time frame. Hold on. Let me fix it. I'm missing the 15. And I don't need these two. There we go. So on the 15 minutes, I'm going to delete this. Like I said, I was watching this since 7 this morning. So all the squares that I deleted is because of what I saw this morning. So like I said, we have this 1 hour demand zone. Price can come back and tap into the zone to continue to push higher. It can invalidate the zone. Price can do whatever it wants. But my bias for today would be buys. If price can break above here, my bias will be buys. Or my bias is buys. I would just need price to break. No, because price already pushed. Yeah. So I would need price to come back, correct, and push higher. But if this happens during market open, I will have to wait for another break, potentially. Let's just see. Let's see. So this is what we're looking like on the 5 minutes. Again, this was our last previous high. Price has not been able to push higher. We do have a correction. I guess it's on the 1 minute. That's what I had it at. Because it invalidated this zone. Technically invalidated this zone. So really, is price changing direction? Let's see. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for buys. Because price is currently still moving up and pushing higher. I feel like right now there is a pullback, but we trade what we see, not what we think. So yeah. Anyways, it feels so good to be back recording. I have been missing it so much. I haven't just been purposely recording. What's actually been happening is it's 9:25, so the market opens in 5 minutes. What's actually been happening is has been nothing going on, literally. I'm sorry, I was probably just making a lot of noise just now. There's nothing that I have liked that's been going on in the market for real. When I come on, I haven't been able to be on for as long as I normally would be. It's usually like a quick 30-minute glance. If I don't see anything I like, I get off and I go do whatever else I have to do for the day. Within the past 2 weeks, I've only traded twice. If you follow me on Instagram, this is shameless plug. But if you follow me on Instagram, I kind of post how the day went, whether it's a no trade day, whether it's I made a trade and I didn't record, or I made a trade and I did record, whatever. That's where you'll get like the quickest updates. But I did post twice the 2 trades that I took. One was a loss for 93, and then one was a win for 3 something. And that 3 something trade actually was way better than that, but I got caught in like a heavy rejection and I jumped out for it to continue higher. So there's also been a lot of things that I'm learning, even with like my losses and even with my wins. Like I've been learning a lot as far as like, am I jumping out just because I'm like overly trying to protect profit, or do I actually have a reason to jump out? Because sometimes I just be jumping out because the price has already hit a number and I'm like, oh, that's fine. Like, I'll take that. And it's like, girl, just let your trade play out. Do I trust the system and process enough to know, like, even if it don't play out 100% of the time, am I still more right? Not more right, but yes, am I still more right than wrong when it comes to the strategy? Or am I not even letting it play out to even know if it's working for me or not? And I think sometimes that's where people end up switching strategies so quickly and not sticking to a strategy, because trading works no matter what strategy you use. If I'm being honest, it's just what works for you. It's literally a preference. It's like math. Like anyone can learn math. There's different ways to learn it, as we can tell, especially with this new generation math. They're still getting the same answer. It's just how they got there may have took a little longer, but that works. So it's the same with trading. Am I going to let the system and process work for me, or am I going to keep working it and not letting it do what it's supposed to do to get me the results that I'm looking for, even if it's not 100% of the time? because again, we can't control everything. Like there are some uncontrolled variables, um, like price action. I'm only one in the pot of millions, or however many people trade. I'm only one person out of that. I'm not a bank. I'm not an institution. I am one person. So my entries, I just want to be on the right side of the market. That's it. And that's all there is to it. If the strategy that I'm using is going to help me be on the right side of the market, I need to let the strategy play itself out. Unless I'm having more losses than wins, then I'll switch the strategy. But I think most of the time, us as traders, especially as beginners, we kind of hop out of things. Market opens in 42 seconds. We kind of hop out of things prematurely, and we never actually give it time to work. We never give it time, especially like something like trading. We never give it time to show us. We never give it time to show us who we are, to become the trader that actually ends up on the winning side. Because like they always say, trading is just a mirror. It shows you who you are. It shows you your impatience. It shows you where you're greedy. It shows you where you're emotional. And if you don't want to face those things, you're going to lose every time. So it's like, pick a strategy and let it work you. And let it work. My bad. Oh, whoa. Price be going crazy. It didn't even tap our zone on the 1 hour, but it created a new zone for us. Oh my gosh, it's glitching. Am I on the 1 minute? The way price be moving be having my heart jumping, especially recently since we broke all-time highs. Like, price be zooming. Like, where are you going? Relax. Golly, market just opened. It's me yelling at them. Because relax. Anyways, yeah, market open. Let's see if we can get a close outside the zone, and then a correction back to the zone to see if we can continue getting buys. We did get that push. They did push. We got a whole new high, so that's good. Yeah, let's lock in for a second because I don't know if I can talk and is it gonna come back? Is it gonna validate? Ooh, whoever was in that heart probably beating. Cause what? Whoa. What is happening? It just invalidated and now it didn't? Somebody got faked out. Yeah, y'all. I will not be trading the first few candles. The first two, at least. This is why. Look at that. That is sickening. I hope nobody was in that. How many? 19,000 people. That sucks. Hold on. I can't talk, y'all. Let me watch real quick. Okay. So we have this little 1 minute zone. I'm going to see who gets respected. Because price did not ever come back and touch this 1 hour demand zone. It don't have to. Price can do it at once. But I want to see how this one plays out. But yeah, so as I was saying, that's kind of the gist of what I've been thinking about over the past 2 weeks. So I haven't been recording for the simple fact that it's just, for me, nothing has been going on. Even if we look back on the 1 hour, it probably looks better. I necessarily don't like trading in nowhere where like nowhere price has been, because there aren't really any, data. But if I look down, I have all these areas I can price could potentially come back to. I would rather trade the areas I already have marked up. So that's more of like a confidence thing. I know I can aim for like psychological numbers, like key psychological numbers, which are just whole numbers, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200, 300, like numbers like that. Even in 5, 10, 15, 20, I know I can aim for numbers like that, but it's just like, that's not a muscle that I've trained. So I'm not really inclined to train it either. And that's okay. You kind of have to do what works for you. And I've gotten comfortable trading within my zones. Whoa, where's my, there we go. Whoa, I've been going that long. I have no lines till here. That's crazy. Anyways, but yeah, so we're back at it. This candle took off. Where is it going? This is what I'll be talking about. This is this is another part of the reason I can't get in the trade. There's no entries. Yes, price is moving up. Yes, people just hop in. But that's not my trading system. That's not my process. My process is my process because it gives me an entry. Hopping in is not part of my process. So I don't trade like that. That's gambling. Well, let me not say that. But technically it could be, because you're hopping in, you don't know where price is going to go, where price will come back to you. You're just in it because you see a ride. Could it work out in your favor? In this case, yes, but it can also not work in your favor. What if you didn't decide to hop in until up here? Now it's reversing. Like, what are you going to do? So yeah, that's because I know people probably think like, well, it's moving up. Why don't you get in? Because it can do this at any time. I want to know when it could potentially do that. When price starts coming back down, I have a zone. I know when price is doing that. If I don't have a zone, I don't know when it's doing that. So finding a system that works for you and following that system, whether or not it plays out in your favor or not, it'll build the muscle of knowing how to identify what you have and sticking to it no matter what. And that's something I'm learning. And you know what's also crazy? Having a run, like having a winning streak and then losing, it's like, whoa. Did I mess up? Like, no. That is just the time where price did what it wants. Price is always doing what it wants. At that time, you just happen to be on the winning side. But that's not always the case, because no strategy works 100% of the time. None. They work, but not 100% of the time. There will always be confluences. And that's okay. It's literally okay. So that's another thing I had to learn. So it's just a lot of realizations. And it happened during a time price was just continuing to break highs, and there's literally no entries for me, which is what's happening right now. Price never came back to my zone. Even my 1 minute price is not coming back to it. So it's like, what could I actually do? I'm not jumping in. That's not a solution. It says no setup, no trade. It has it there for a reason. And I'm going to respect it. So I think this is where me not recording my trades usually come in, because I don't feel like I have anything to show right now. But I'm realizing I can still practice even identifying it, even identifying when it's not there. Like these moments, I can share that. And that way people can learn how to not be faked out, or how to overcome the fear of FOMO, the fear of missing out. Somebody probably feel like they missed out on it. There will always be opportunities. That's just not my opportunity. That's not how I trade. Is there a strategy to help you probably catch this? Sure. I don't trade that strategy. And that's okay. So we just got a new breaker structure. As you can see, price broke this previous high. So now that gives us a new zone. We also have untapped zones, so that's another thing. But we don't worry about that. We trade what we think and not what we feel. Or not what we trade what we see and not what we think. Trade what you see and not what you think. So even though we have all these untapped zones, I could think price still has to come back and tap, but it doesn't. Price can do what it wants to do. So you trade what you see. And right now, we might have an entry. Let me get ready. We might have an entry. Hurry up, girl. Hold on, y'all. See, that's why you gotta stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready. Let me get my record on. Let me get my stuff ready. How big is this zone? 26 points. That's not bad. Is it? Is it really 26 points? Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So let's aim for a 1-1. Cool. That's our 1-1. This will be our trades for the day. So let's get this tap. We're gonna put in some. Was that the top? Couldn't be. Couldn't be. We're gonna have to get in soon. Come back one more time, please. They barely even tapped. Hold on, y'all. Now we gotta focus. Now we gotta lock in. That was barely a tap. I'm not in yet. I'm just getting ready. I'm about to get in. Oh, I'm on the 1 minute. Let me get to the 5 minute. This candle still ain't even closed. Let me get off of this real quick. It's an entry though. I'm getting in. I'm in it. I'm in it. Let me go back to the 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm in it. We're here. Okay, let's watch this play out. I'm going to be quiet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we're out. That's the trade for the day, y'all. We came back. We're back. That's the trade for the day, y'all. That was it. That was simple. You see what happens when you just stick. And that's really what it's all about. Again, will this happen 100% of the time? No. Price can easily just want to turn around and decide, you know what, let me go back and grab some people. It just wasn't like that today. But we got our win. It happened fast. And now we're done. So that was a good comeback. I'm not about to make this video any longer than it needs to be. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're back. All right, bye, y'all.